I'm excited to talk about The Witcher because The Witcher is like, I don't know, dude. Like, The Witcher 4 is such a another game. Like you're coming off of the one of the, I mean, you could argue one of the greatest games ever made in The Witcher 3. And so you're coming off that, and you made some bold moves in The Witcher 4, that being cdprojektred. Now you got Ciri instead of Geralt, who's going to be taking the helm. Which, you know what, dude? If we had only like 2 Witcher games and they decided to move on from Geralt and go to Ciri in the 3rd game, I would have had a problem with that. But since Geralt had his time, 3 games, I'm good with it, dude. It's time to move on, you know? I think, you know, holding on to certain characters for too long can sometimes be a detriment to the franchise. And so I think Ciri's going to be awesome. I think they're going to crush it with her, and I'm good with it. And I know some people have an issue with, you know, Ciri. I've got no issues at all. I think she's awesome, and I can't wait to play as her. And I think she'll be a really good Witcher. We're going to talk about The Witcher 4, a game after the announcement. Well, we already knew that The Witcher 4 was coming. We didn't know if it was going to be called The Witcher 4 or The Witcher Polaris. And it's been confirmed that it's The Witcher 4. Now, maybe they'll change it, you know, to The Witcher 4, you know, New Blood or something like that. But I think that from what I saw from that the initial trailer that they showed, I'm sold. The Witcher 4, guys, this is an article that is coming to us from Josh West over at Games Radar. CD Projekt Red has revealed its next single-player open-world RPG to the world, and we are very much freaking out. Me too, dude. Me too. The Witcher 4 is inching even closer. CD Projekt Red just revealed its next open-world RPG. This was obviously, guys, last month in December. The first installment in a new Witcher saga that is set to star Ciri as she begins her journey as a monster hunter on the continent. A gorgeous Unreal Engine 5 cinematic trailer showcased the look, feel, and vibe of the world CD Projekt Red is striving to create in its new Witcher game. A sprawling, single-player epic that is charting a future for the franchise without Geralt at the helm. As something ends, something begins. The studio striving to deliver the most immersive and ambitious open-world Witcher game to date. Let's go, baby. With no Witcher 4 release date in sight, there's a chance we will be waiting for years for new updates. CD Projekt Red is known to take its time and only gradually tease out information. So what you'll find below is all the latest. The Witcher 4 news, including the first details on the world and story and the reason for Ciri taking the lead. Here's what I will say. The Witcher 4 is instantly one of the most anticipated upcoming video games on the calendar, and one that is striving to upend standards set by the best RPGs. So, look, I know there was a lot of like backlash. There was a lot of talk about, oh, Ciri, she doesn't look good enough. Dude, I think she looks fine. Hey, remember this, guys. Just remember, okay? Ciri is now she is a monster hunter. Now we're talking a Witcher, right? So, like, she's going to have scars. She's going to have things of that nature. Like, it's just what this thing is, you know? And I think that it's important that that is the look of a Witcher. And I think she's going to be a badass. I really do. I think she's going to be awesome in this game. And like I said, it's just an initial trailer. Does not mean, just because I thought the trailer was awesome, perfect, doesn't mean the game's going to be good. If the trailer was bad, that doesn't mean that the game's going to be bad. It's just one of those things. You got to kind of take it with a pinch of salt. They showed us a little, you know, sliver of what this game is all about. But CD Projekt Red is yet to confirm any launch details for its new open-world RPG. That means there's no Witcher 4 release date and no sense of what platforms it will land on just yet. In fact, the studio hasn't even committed to a rough release window after its showing at the Game Awards 2024. There's basically zero chance of this title landing in 2025, and 2026 also seems unlikely given that it only entered its full-scale production phase earlier this year. We're going to be waiting a while for this one, folks. I agree. If I had to guess, guys, I would probably say we're going to be getting the game in like 2027. More than likely, we'll probably get some, like, you know, some game art, some still images of the game throughout the course of this year, that being 2025. 2026, we might get like another, I think, like your release date trailer for 2027, and it'll probably release sometime in 2027. Maybe summer 2027. Who knows? It's hard to say. But the trailer, guys, was incredible. If you have not seen the trailer, definitely go check it out. Now, the Witcher 4 gameplay experience is going to be familiar if you played The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, with some notable differences. While you'll be returning to the continent, cdprojektred is shooting for a more brutal dark fantasy world, with Ciri taking the lead as she tries to walk the Witcher's path as the old world crumbles around her. The studio has already confirmed that The Witcher 4 will be a single-player RPG set in an open world, albeit one where you have more scope to make choices and live with the consequences. Ciri is a very different character to Geralt, more open to embracing the world around her. Part of her struggle is in this new adventure will not only be with grappling with ancient nightmares, but the evil which lurks in the people struggling to survive this land. Still at the heart of it all is the Witcher, a mutated warrior skilled in combat, slaying monsters which threaten people for a price. Only now you'll be able to do it with new combat proficiencies, all of it enhanced with Ciri's ability to deftly wield magic. From a graphical perspective, guys, from what it looks like, you know, the things that you can do in terms of the gameplay, it looks incredible. It just looks incredible. In The Witcher 4, you take control of Ciri, not a seasoned veteran, but a character just starting down the Witcher's path. That'll be reflected in combat encounters in The Witcher 4, where Ciri may not always start with the upper hand in encounters, but always have the capacity to gain the upper hand by striking at the opportune moment. You can get a sense of this from the first Witcher 4 trailer, particularly in how the character wields magic, something not typically seen in other Witchers out there in the wilds. If you watch the cinematic back closely, you'll notice that Ciri is able to seamlessly integrate her abilities into combat, imbuing her with more range, options, and vulnerabilities. cdprojektred says that this will be at the heart of the Witcher 4 combat experience. I love it, dude. I love it. Let's do it. Change some things up, you know, freshen some things. cdprojektred has yet to reveal the full extent of the Witcher 4 story, but it has framed the new adventure nicely. In this single-player open-world RPG, you will take control of Ciri as the beginning of her monster-slaying career, just as she starts her journey down the Witcher's path. We're kicking off a brand new Witcher saga, this time with Ciri as the heart of the story, says Sebastian Kalemba, game director. For the longest time, we knew what we wanted Ciri to be, the protagonist of The Witcher 4. It just felt natural to us, and we believe that Ciri deserves it. In this game, we want to explore what it truly means to become a Witcher by following Ciri on her path. I'm good with it, man. I mean, I think Ciri, she looks great in this game. Like, looks great. Executive producer Margorzata Mitrega explains that Ciri being so distant from Geralt also opens up new storytelling possibilities. She's open, curious, and drawn to people, yearning for connection and understanding. This opens up uncharted territory in storytelling where relationships and emotions are just as important as the fight for survival. You get a sense of all of this in the first Witcher 4 trailer, which sees Ciri completing a Witcher's contract near the village of Stromford, not only battling an ancient evil in the shadows, but encountering evil in a more human form too, where her decision to intervene in old rituals leads to disastrous consequences. So, everyone's been talking about Ciri, guys. You know, lots of debate, talk about this. Well, Ciri is the main character in The Witcher 4. Geralt's adopted daughter, played a pivotal role in The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. And now that his story has reached its conclusion, it's time for a new Witcher to leave their mark on the continent. cdprojektred is keen to note the differences between the two characters, with story director Thomas Marchuska explaining, on one hand, she's very similar to Geralt, a continuator of his values, honorable, brave, just, but she also has this side we haven't explored much, grim, rebellious, and fierce. She's familiar, but at the same time, she's fresh, and she's simply a badass. Let's go, baby. I love it, dude. I love it. She's simply a badass. Dude, I really think that she is. I think she's going to be awesome in The Witcher 4. The studio says that there was never any doubt that Ciri would become the protagonist of the Witcher franchise. Marchuka says that from the very beginning, we knew it had to be Ciri. She's a very complex character, and there is so much to be told about her. Executive producer Magorzata Matrega adds, Ciri is a worthy successor to the title of the next Witcher, and personally for me, she always has been. Dude, I'm 100% on board. Zach says she is going to be amazing. I agree. Zach, you know, I think that Ciri, as, I don't know, how, Matrega, as she kind of puts it, Matrega puts it perfectly. I think that she's a worthy successor to Geralt. I really do. I think there's a lot of things that we know about her, but there's a lot of things that I think that you could still explore with her character. And so look, dude, I think that them going the direction of Ciri rather than continuing Geralt, it was a complete, and it was a cheat code. I really think that this is going to kind of reboot the franchise in a way, but like kind of just pick up right where they left off with how well received The Witcher 3 was. I think they're going to crush it. I really do. The Witcher 4 is going to be a single-player, open-world RPG. Developer cdprojektred believes it'll be the most immersive and ambitious open-world Witcher game to date. With the new protagonist comes a new open world to explore, and the studio is already teasing out a far darker fantasy world. You should expect The Witcher 4 to offer up a world that is more dangerous and unpredictable than the one we experienced alongside Geralt. A world where the old order is crumbling and dark forces are seizing their chance to rise. The studio adds, in this world, survival depends not only on your skills in combat, but also on the connections you make with those around you, for better or worse. I'm excited about this, because when you start telling me it's going to be a darker fantasy world, I'm all in. All in. I like The Witcher being kind of a darker, like you think about it, it's like this is monsters. This is about, you're a monster hunter, you know, in reality. And that should be scary. It should be unnerving. It should be dark. It should be gritty. It should have rich story, rich characters. And I think Ciri's going to be perfect. And do you think that Geralt, I mean, of course, Geralt's going to be in it, guys, but it's going to be kind of like Marcus Phoenix in Gears of War 4 or Gears 5. You know, he had his time in Gears 1 to 3, and then the torch was passed to JD Phoenix, and then that torch was passed from JD to Kate Diaz. But Marcus was in each of those games, and now it's coming full circle with Gears of War E-Day. So it's kind of just an example. And so I look at it like, you think Geralt's not going to be in this? Of course he is. You could hear him at the end of the trailer. So yeah, super excited about that. Now, choices and consequences. Okay, so expanding on this darker open world concept, narrative director Philip Weber says that the world of Witcher 4 is a place full of moral ambiguity. And so the stories we tell, they rarely provide easy answers of good and evil. Make your choices and live with the consequences. Ciri's story is a battle against destiny. This battle comes at a price that will have to be paid eventually, either by Ciri or by those dear to her. Your actions within the open world, the people you permit to come close to you, all have the potential to affect the path Ciri goes down on and who she will become. So, like, I wonder if that means, like, could you go down, like, a real dark side of Ciri's character? That's going to be interesting. The Witcher 4 engine. So CD Projekt Red, and this was another cheat code, guys. This is another like total cheat code. CD Projekt Red is using Unreal Engine 5 to develop The Witcher 4. The studio spoke back in 2022 about its decision to shift away from the Red engine, which was used for The Witcher 3 and Cyberpunk 2077. But the Game Awards 2024 was our first opportunity to see the new vision for the series in action. The results are spellbinding, although it should be noted that The Witcher 4 cinematic trailer is not rendered in real time, but rather has been powered by the same technology powering the game to give you a sense of what the final product may look like. CD Projekt Red has confirmed that the debut trailer uses assets and models from the game itself and represents a look that we're targeting. I think that this is a cheat code, guys, because Red Engine, I think it was great. I do. The Witcher 3 looked great. Cyberpunk 2077 at first was a complete blunder, but then they got it right, and it's perfect now. It's awesome. But for them to switch and not be too egotistic about it, you know, CD Projekt Red, you know, having their own engine, they could be, you know, oh, no, we have a better engine than Unreal Engine. No, that's not what they're doing. They realize Unreal Engine 5, there's something special there. And we saw the results of it with this first trailer. Unreal Engine 5 with The Witcher 4 is going to make, I think it's going to equal magic. Now, obviously, they got to deliver when it comes to the story, the narrative, all of those different things. But like from visually, the environment, the graphics, I think it's going to look even better than it would on Red Engine. And it could be by a pretty wide margin, to be quite honest with you. Did Geralt die in The Witcher 3? Well, here we go. While The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt and a number of ending variations, it's possible to now get a better sense of the canon ending for the Geralt series now that we know Ciri is walking the Witcher's path. In The Witcher 3, the three core ending scenarios involve Ciri becoming a Witcher, becoming the Empress, or dying. We know that the third option is out of the picture, which is also the scenario which implied that Geralt dies in combat. So instead, we're likely looking at a world in which Geralt is still active in the continent during The Witcher 4, albeit in a reduced capacity, his monster-slaying days behind him as he grows older and wearier. Some of the ending variations in The Witcher 3 did, after all, have Geralt retiring in Kovir with Triss or eloping with Yennefer. So who knows, maybe we'll see some old friendly faces. And was it just me, or did we not hear Geralt at the end of the trailer? I feel like he said something at the very end of the trailer, which gives us the indication that he's still alive. He's still out there. You're not going to be playing as him. But I actually think that he comes out of retirement and he goes on part of the journey with Ciri, maybe at certain points when they're trying to fight certain monsters and things of that nature. But here's the deal, guys. The Witcher 4 is very much so one of my most anticipated games of the future. I'm incredibly excited about it. I'm actually just as excited about it as I am Cyberpunk Orion. Even though like Cyberpunk Orion, I love Cyberpunk and it's like one of my favorite games now ever. I'm very excited about The Witcher 4. And I'm also like, the other reason why I'm really, you know, super highly anticipated when it comes to The Witcher 4 is because it's going to be coming out sooner than Cyberpunk Orion. So it's definitely up there as one of my most anticipated games of the future. But that being said, everybody, what do you guys think about the things that we know about The Witcher 4? What are you excited about? What do you think about Ciri being the lead in this? Do you think Geralt's coming back? What are your guys' thoughts about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. And for more The Witcher 4 content and videos, keep it right here.